Hello everyone, my name is Christian. Welcome back to my hobby vlog. Today we are going to be talking about episode 5 of The Boys Season 4. It is called Beware the Jabberwocky My Son, I believe is the title of the episode. But we're getting closer to the end. We only got 4 episodes, I guess, 3 episodes after this, and we're done with the season. This episode really ramped up the stakes. It got really fucking good, in my opinion. The season keeps getting better. I really enjoyed sort of the interactions between Homelander, his son, and the rest of the Vought staff. I thought that was really interesting. I really enjoyed just the what the fuck moments as the episode went on, as we learn more about this Compound V virus that is going on that we have been introduced to just a few episodes ago. And then we're getting a lot more story with Huey's father, who is infected now with Compound V. We get an answer right away about who gave him the Compound V. It is his wife, Huey's mother, who gives Huey's dad, Huey Sr., I guess, his Compound V. And that was not too surprising for me. I should have known, but I usually go into like this tunnel visioning sort of mode when it comes to theorizing. This is why I don't like theorizing in the first place, is that I'm never right. I'm very far off from my predictions and theories, so that's one reason why I don't do that too often. But this episode definitely opened some new avenues that I was not prepared for, that I really, really enjoyed. And that specific element had to do with sort of the final few scenes of the episode, which was where Huey, Butcher, A-Train, Starlight... No, A-Train wasn't there. Newman, Giancarlo Esposito's character, I always forget his character names throughout all the shows, because to me it's just Giancarlo. But they're all there, and they come upon, or they go to Newman's and Giancarlo Esposito's character's barn, and he discovers that it has been completely repurposed into this like medical lab to produce this Compound V virus thing, and they're trying to figure out a way to negate Compound V. That way they can destroy Homelander. That is a goal that has been going through the entire show, but this season it looks like we're getting closer to an answer, but I don't think we will get it this season, maybe the next season, if there is one. But that entire stretch of episode one time where they are at that barn and all of the animals have been infected with Compound V, and they start killing people, they start flying, they do all sorts of crazy shit, and they basically hold themselves up in a barn, and all the animals are attacking them, are attacking the barn. And shockingly, we don't have any main characters die. There was a pretty funny moment where some agent of the FBI or CIA in the show, they sort of run right in front of the screen, right in front of the camera, and they're like, oh no! And then they are killed, while all of our main characters, everyone else in that entire crowd of like 10 characters or so, are named characters, important characters, major characters. If any of them died, that would be like craziness for the show. So the fact that they had this like basically red shirt come out like from Star Trek, come out just to be killed, was really funny to me. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I got a feeling that they were really kind of tapping into the Star Trek red shirt trope when I was watching that moment. Everything with Butcher and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I think that's his name. Great actor. He was in Walking Dead. He was in a lot of random movies throughout my life that I've seen that I've really enjoyed, but I can't remember the names too now. But their storyline is really interesting because I have a feeling, and I don't know if this is real or not. I saw something online that maybe this is like a Tyler Durden type of story, that this guy's not really there with Butcher, and that Butcher is hallucinating because he has a mind kind of parasite in his brain that is giving him basically a 6-month window to live. And I don't know what is going on with the story. The last we leave them, Butcher captured the scientist who was dating Newman, or who was married to Newman, and and he is now legless, so he can't move anywhere. He has been chained to a wall, and he has been tasked by Butcher and Jeffrey Dean Morgan to produce the virus again, because they were unable to find any samples at all. It had all been destroyed. Now they are chasing after that. So we have 3 more episodes, and it is just insanity. And sort of I guess the last sort of thing I really want to talk to, I know it's been a pretty short episode, but I really, really enjoyed everything that went on between Huey, his father, and his mother. I thought that was one of the strongest scenes in the entire Boys TV show. I think it might be my favorite arc that has gone on in the season since starting the show. I think this is my favorite. I'm not going to beat around the bush. This is my favorite episode because of all of that, and on top of that, all the craziness with the farming animals. But I was really struck by the performances by everyone involved. There has been so much history that we have been that has been alluded to for us, the viewers, and we finally get to see all of that, all 4 seasons worth of storylines and moments come together into this final moment where his father wakes up basically perfectly healthy. He is totally fine, and he goes off to go grab a soda. And he's gone for a while his son Huey and his mother talk. And it's a few minutes later that in the episode that we find out that he's been gone and they can't find him. So they're looking all over the hospital, and they discover that he is now jumping and teleporting through walls. He is just able to phase through people just like A-Train. But this time he just shows up and he puts his hand up to the heart while he's like in a kind of phasing mode. Puts his hand in the body and it becomes material again. They just explode. And I thought that was a really nice... I guess I just really enjoyed that because it was, I guess, I'll try not to hiccup. There was a sort of culmination with that because we've been getting a lot of Huey Sr. not liking that his son is involved with all these superheroes and telling him like, oh, just, read the Da Vinci Code with me, or just, listen to me talk about, the latest book I read and all this stuff. And we finally get to sort of see him wrestle with this dilemma of being a soup. And I thought to myself, when we started getting these scenes, I was like, this better just be this episode. This better just be this episode. I do not want this to go on and him be the big villain of the season. I think that would completely ruin the season if they did that. And I'm happy to confirm, if you're watching this, you've seen it also. I maybe should have put a spoiler bar on this, but we're episode 5 at this point, so people should know. But anyways, it was just really interesting how all of that came about. And I'm really happy they didn't go with, like, he escapes the hospital and he and Homelander work together because he hates his son now. Like, none of that shit happens. That's what I was expecting. I don't know why I did. But thankfully and unfortunately, he is killed in this episode. He realizes that uh, he is no longer 30 years before or 20 years before, because we do get a bit of a scary moment where he has completely forgotten the last 20 years or 15 years of his life. And he's on the way to 11-year-old Huey with a toy of A-Train or one of the superheroes, I'm not sure. And Huey kind of has to talk to him and convince his father that he's actually in present time in 2024 or whenever the show takes place. And I thought that was really great. I just really loved those two characters together, Huey and his father, because the entire show, I think the first scene that we get in the show is he and his father hanging out, and then he's going to go to his girlfriend, and then, you know, the rest of the show happens, and it was really great to see Simon Pegg in a lot more than just a cameo. This whole episode, he was in it, really, outside of the barn animal craziness. And I also really love what happens with the mother, because she left Huey when he was young, and his father has been really pissed off, and there's a really tense moment where she and him kind of lock eyes, and he's like, you ruined, you know, my life, you ruined your son's life, my son's life, and all this stuff. And you think he's going to kill her, but I think some security guards come around the corner and he just teleports out. But he is killed by Huey. I wouldn't really say killed. He is mercifully let go by receiving a syringe full of poison. I did not pay attention to exactly what he injected him with. I got the point, but his father's now dead. So that is really going to be hard for our character Huey, because his father has been sort of this emotional anchor. He's always been able to return to his father, and now he only has his mother, who has been a much better person since she has left them back in those days. That's what season 3 was about a lot, was them sort of reconciling that she's come back. And this season, of course, with the sickness of his father, they've all kind of gone back together. And so I'm really interested to see what she has left for the story, whether she will become more involved or not. I'm not sure, but I thought it was absolutely amazing. I really, really loved this episode, and I was not bored in any scenes. I mean, there are some scenes where I don't really care for, like Vought. I'm really kind of tired of the Vought storyline. I really like Homelander. I think he's a very interesting character with his really unique upbringing and who he has become today. I don't really like him and his son together, because, of course, he's not a good role model for his son, and he's kind of rewarded his son, or sort of encouraged him to be more dickish to people. And in the case of this episode, what he does to that producer guy, and how he was really like kind of heckling this kind of employee who was I don't know exactly what her title was, but she was basically like just around the set doing whatever needed to be done. And this producer guy kept like hitting on her, asking for a phone number, trying to give his phone number. And Homelander is kind of realizing that his son is like upset by this, that he's treating her this way. So he's like, hey, something should be done about this, shouldn't it? Shouldn't there be? And his son's like, yeah, you know, he should stop. So he stops it. And then Homelander is like, yeah, I think he should be beat up for this, and just slapped and humiliated. And so his son tells the girl, like, hey, like, slap the shit out of him, you know, just give him a slap. So she does it, and he's like, do it again, just keep going. And she just lets loose on him. And that was great, but there's so many bad implications with this. Because it was a great moment, because, you know, his son stood up for good, which is something his father never does. And it's why, you know, I don't like him, you know, in that regard. But in terms of as a movie watcher and TV show watcher, I love his character, but I really do not like. I don't know if it's headed there, but we're on a knife's edge. I feel like when it comes to where we are headed with Ryan, will he become good or will he become bad like his father? And I just and we also have this whole deal going on with Butcher where he has a mind parasite in his brain. And I feel like that's going to kill him by the end of the season. I think that's where we are headed. I don't know anything about the comics, so I don't know any spoilers with that, whether, Butcher dies immediately from this virus or not. But I think once he's gone, Ryan really has nobody looking out for him. Starlight's definitely not looking out for him. Huey's not looking out for him. MM is not looking out for him. Frenchie is not looking out for him, and they don't need to either. He is not their child, and Homelander is his father, so this could mean a lot of bad things going forward. His son kind of gaining more confidence in this way of being able to step in. So hopefully he continues to do good. If not, then I'll keep watching, but it will not be fun. I feel like there are way too many villains going on right now, or just villainous characters, not villains. But yeah, I think that's about all I have. I probably went on longer than I've ever gone, but again, I loved this episode. I thought it was great. I'm really excited for the next one, which will be Thursday night, I guess, July 4th. That is. I hope they have a really great episode happening for that day. So that is it for today, and thank you all so much for watching, and please have a great rest of the day.